Almost a violet on a Sunday, nearly made it into bloom. But I know all the ordinary Monday turning back to blue. Long for what's to come. Keep forgetting.
말이 모르냐 하면 끝까지 싸우는 게
이 지방에 있지만